kind of feel like this is part of our Hunkydory summer, and we have a new card kit from our friends at Hunkydory in England. This is called Sparkling Pearl, and it's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. It's got lots of beautiful floral images and kind of a pastel-y look, and it's got a couple of different finishes, a pearl finish and a glittery, it's a foil pearl and a glittery finish. Lots of fun. You can mix and match things. That's what I like about it.
And there's also some different techniques, which we're going to be delighted to show you. Come play with us. Here is the Sparkling Pearl kit. This is a luxury card kit. I want to show you, this little puppy is about 1 inch thick.
There's nothing little about that puppy.
There's a bunch in here. Now, we've separated out the bits and pieces so that we can show them to you with examples.
It's also coming with this great inspiration page. Inspiration sheet, they call it. It shows you lots of ways to use the cards here and on the back too, as well as listing all of the elements that come in the kit.
Right, and there are 214 either glittered or pearl finished die cuts. There's adorable scoreable cardstock. There's double-sided paper, all kinds of stuff. Okay,
all kind of stuff.
We'll get into this. Now, our first grouping is this. Now, so there's some die cuts. You can see this is the pearl foil. So it has a luster and a shimmer rather than quite the...
yeah, it's not really shiny and kind of in your face. It's very muted, but it's beautiful.
Goes beautifully with the artwork, and you can see all these die cuts are here.
And of course they have that adorable scoreable cardstock that goes with it.
And the thing about the adorable scoreable, other than just a great name, is that some of it is printed like these two sheets. Some of it is foiled. We'll show you that. But what they tell us is that when you score it, it will not crack like sometimes cardstock does. So as you said, you can mix and match. Here's a card that we made. And this one, as you can see, we took the adorable scoreable and did some cutting along the artwork.
Right, so that you can tuck this front piece underneath there. And the piece on the front is actually foam taped up, so those little flowers sit right on top of it.
And they stay raised, and this just works so easily. And it's a nice technique to know because it's easy to do, and it works perfectly with all of their die cuts.
And you just cut out some of the paper or cardstock to set behind it. Cover your card with that.
Beautifully done. They do often add, this is a card from the Hunkydory folks, they often add a metallic edge, and I would recommend the holographic sparkling
sparkling papers,
right?
Like there's
golden,
the glitter,
silver,
the glittering look paper. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And so that just works. So a good technique to remember is just cut along the edge, tuck in your die cut and lift it up with foam tape.
And because there are some different there's different colors of cardstock, you can choose from several different ones to get that background look that you want.
Of the adorable scoreable.
Right.
Yeah.
And the papers too. The papers work for that as
well. This is an example of the glittering. Now, this glitter, and we'll get in really close so you can see, is going to stay within the paper. So it's not rubbing off. It gives you dimension as well as that glittery that you're seeing.
Right. This is one of my favorite sheets here because it's got so many different images and phrases, sentiments on there to work with.
Very sweet. So in this collection, you can see the die cuts. Here are some of the papers that we were talking about.
Some of the extra artwork papers that go with it. And you can choose any of the other cardstocks to go with it as well.
You've got 3 sheets of that.
Oh,
and
4.
Are there? Okay. And also of this one.
Okay.
And this has been combined with some different papers into this. So there's that little piece. Now we have to confess, we just have to add some dazzles. So we've added the lacy butterfly dazzles, and backed it on some cardstock, and you can see that those are fluttering around those beautiful roses.
And it looks like the design toolkit was used here on that cardstock and then matted on some extra paper.
Right. Now, this is cardstock that's included. We just, just as you said earlier, just kind of picked and choose which ones. In fact, it's this cardstock. So this is the Adorable Scoreable, and you can see that that corner was used with the design tool.
Right, and one of the other extra cardstocks was used in the back to get that green, which I think is beautiful.
So very pretty. So we've taken that one die cut and really made it larger by putting it on backgrounds that just really support it. And then, of course, our fluttering butterflies. And on the inside, same thing. We've chosen another piece of that Adorable Scoreable that we used on the front and lined the inside of our card.
And this is the actual double-sided paper here for this little piece behind that. I love those front little tags. They're just so easy to use.
Yes, they are, and work nicely. I see what you mean about combining them.
Right.
Okay, now we have another set that's really kind of different, and it might be surprising when you receive this as, okay, now what do I do with this? But this is to become a tri-panel card, and you get 4 of these. And
so there's different colors for just a little bit of a different pastel color for each one.
And this is very typical of what the Hunkydory folks do in giving you 4s and in also doing various colors. This too is the pearl foiling, so you can see that luster that it gives.
So in this particular case, they give you these folded tri-panel folds, and then they give you the artwork to put in the middle of it. And I'm going to show you. Are we going to show you
let's show the finished card.
Okay.
Yeah. So here is that tri-panel that has been folded. The inside areas were just popped right out. You can use those elsewhere. And then look how this works, how beautiful that is. So as you can see, this is one of the pieces with some other of the art just popped up, kind of like a paper towel.
Right, and there's the little pop-out pieces of the flowers that you can the die cuts of the flowers that you can put it right on there like 3D.
And this has the glimmering, the glittery, right.
So you don't have to add anything to that, although there are some little purple jewel dazzles.
Some jewel dazzles,
just gorgeous, right on those scrolls.
And there, the happy birthday is also glittered, and you just fold one in and use the dazzles if you like. Fold the other one on top.
Add a little extra artwork.
And notice how the windows are created so that they show when it is folded. I think you're going to show that. Okay.
So here is the tri-panel right here. And it's already scored, and it's already got these die cuts. You're just going to pop them out, and it's super simple. That one's out.
Oh, exhausting.
Oh, I know. What am I going to do? So you can use that. You know, you might not want to use that as is, but you can use that cardstock to back something else.
Sure. Get that out of your way.
So now you have that, and since I'm trying to pick it up, my fingernails. There we go. And the score lines, you want to score it. It's already scored, and you're going to fold it here.
And so,
over, like that. And you're going to fold it there, right where the
if I give you a bone folder?
That'll make it a lot flatter.
Yeah.
And then this is the front, and the larger of the two cutouts is going to be on the front.
Right. That way you can see that inside.
The artwork.
Right.
Of that one.
Nicely designed.
There it is. There it is. And now you don't want that blank in there, so you open your card up. Have that ready. Now you pull in your artwork, choose which one you want. I think I'm working with pink, so I'll choose the pink agapanthus because I know what that is.
Very good. Nicely stated, too.
And pop the center frame out there. Now, if I was doing this off air, I would probably take my fingernail and remove the nibs, the little paper nibs on the edge. Like so. I just go like that, and they're gone. It makes for a nicer presentation. And you just set that on the inside, like so.
Wow, that was tough.
Yeah, there we go. Close your card, and there's more you can do. I wanted to show you. Then when folded, that's what it looks like. But on that same piece of cardstock, you've got all these little pieces that you can pop out to add on top of the artwork.
For the layering.
Bump it up for layering.
Which is what was done on this card. So you've got it all in one sheet, and because you get 4 of those tri-panels, you get 4 images with the additional art for the greetings, as well as the ones that you can pop up on foam tape over the matching design. And these were the dazzles we used. We just wanted to add a little bit. So you can see as we get in closer, there's just a small border along the bottom with the border jewel dazzles. You see those circular dazzles in there along the edge, just to add a little bit more. And then on the inside, just beautifully done.
This cardstock was taken from elsewhere too. That's not part of the kit.
Good to know. But so that is the tri-panel.
Part of the kit, though. We didn't. That's on there.
Good to know. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to go to another collection, and this collection looks like this. You might say.
It's called Ornate Frame.
That's right. And again, you can see that you're going to get.
You have 4 different looks with these. I love this one.
That's the one. That's your favorite.
Well, you know, it's very visual. You can
sure. So, how are you going to use this? Well, here is a finished card.
And it's all about layers.
This great big one, I just want to leave that there. This great big one becomes the base for our card. And then we've taken one of the ovals and put on top.
Layered it on top of, first of all, Lene used a design toolkit and one of the double-sided papers to get this image. And I love that it just fits on there perfectly. It just pops out here on the upper and lower edges.
Works nicely.
Just set your cardstock on top of that.
And this, as we get in closer and as I wiggle it, you're going to see is another example of that pearl foil. Just, you know, just very subtle but luster. So you can see that.
And some of the pink jewel dazzles in the corners there.
You know, we just can't help it.
Well,
but
it's easy.
what I love, you'll notice that this piece perfectly fits within the frame on our ornate oval. So right there, we've got glitter as well as the pearlescent.
Right.
And
yeah, this one is glittered. This one isn't. They all have a bit of a different look.
Right, different finishes and different colors, but they all work together. So works just really nicely. On the inside, just adding a bit of that double-sided cardstock. And on your day is that message on the inside. Now the other thing that you can do, you'll notice that this shape is on the front. On the inside, this is not a die cut. What was done was to take that evacuated area and use it as a template.
As a template to cut another shape.
That way they both match, so it's just another little benefit.
You could save it and do that somewhere else,
You could. You could. The word celebrate there is part of the 130 tiny words and phrases dazzles, so just adds a little bit to it. Now, the next thing we're going to show you is a triple easel. So let me bring in the
triple easel
pile of goodies.
It's got these beautiful, gorgeous die cuts with these huge flourishes on it. You're looking at that, go, well, how can I use that?
Right, but that's why we're here.
You could just pop it on a card front, but it's really made for this triple easel display, which is just a beautiful look.
And here's the basis. Again, you might look at this and go, what do I do? And if you've bought this and you're going, and you've been waiting for this webisode. So we've got the giant ones. We also have these, and again, this is the pearl foil of smaller ones, and this is some of the adorable squirrel that matches the art.
But I think we should show you an example of what that triple easel looks like.
Okay, so here it is flat, and then we set that. And the only trouble with an easel on the webisode is that to hold it up for you to see, I've got to just kind of rest this.
But that's what it looks like. It will just sit on your table and look like that, and it's just beautiful. I'm going to show you how to accomplish that.
Okay.
So I've got the 2 sheets that are required to create one of those. This actually has 2 separate easels on here. So here's one set, and it comes with these color-coordinated flowers and butterflies. And here's the other one down here. And there are 2 sheets of those, but you have to have one full sheet, one of these entire sheets, to go with 1/2 of this sheet.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Because you need the big one.
Right.
Right.
So if I choose this purple one down at the bottom, which I'm going to do because I like purple.
Okay.
I'm going to, oh, actually, no, I'm not because I chose that.
Yes.
Oh, arg.
I was wondering how you were going to pull that off.
Darn it. Well, you can mix and match, I guess. I'm going to pop out the large one.
Yeah.
Get that popped out. So that's ready. And I'm going to pop out a few of those butterflies because you're going to need those butterflies to pop up.
Right. They become the resting area for your easel.
Yeah, the resting spot for your easel. That just
3 of them.
shows you how. 3 of them will do.
Okay.
Get that out of the way.
Hold that.
Now here's the base, and it says up here, it says your triple easel base.
Aha.
And so I'm going to pop out the triple easel base. And I'm also going to pop out 3 hinges. There's a very large hinge, which is scored, a medium-sized hinge,
Also scored.
and a small hinge.
Also scored.
And then I'm just going to set this aside for the moment.
Now on that sheet, you also had some words and
Right.
things too. So
Yeah, and those are going
Okay.
to be, actually, you're going to use at least one of these, so you're going to use, I'll go ahead and pop them out. I was
Okay.
going to save them, but pop out one of those and pop out one of these.
Okay.
So you could have chosen a different look
right.
for that very same easel. Okay, or you can save those for different cards if you
Sure.
want. So now you've got your base here, and you want to start with your large easel so that when it's done, you want it sort of standing up like that,
Right.
which means on the back you're going to have a hinge. So you grab your large hinge, and it has 2 score lines, one in the middle, so I'm going to mountain fold, and one close to the end, which I'm going to valley fold.
Okay.
Excuse me. So now you have that just like that. You're going to take the large
Let's hold
part,
it against the gray just so you can really see it.
You're going to take the large part of that hinge, this part here, and if you could grab me the glue stick,
I can.
I am going to take the back with my flourish up at the top. I'm going to set that down. I'm going to use the glue stick on the large part of that hinge,
And this is on the part that is printed.
the printed part
Okay.
of the cardstock, and I'm going to center it on the image and get it close down to the bottom, but not touching the bottom.
Okay.
And press that on. Make sure that stays there. So now you've got a hinge on there that looks like that.
Right.
And down at the bottom, you've got this little tiny tab there.
Okay.
Well, I want this to sit up there, so back behind it, it's going to look like this. I've got to have that small hinge sitting on the base.
And you want it pretty close to the edge.
Pretty close to the edge.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put glue just on that small part of that hinge there. It's a little 1/2 inch by 1 inch hinge
Right.
about. And then back at my base, I'm going to glue that right around the edge here. Now, this is not rocket science. You can sort of place that wherever you want so that when it's done, you get the look that you want. You could have turned it that way or however.
Right.
I put it close to the starting, here.
Upper right
Trying to
corner.
pick it up. Upper right sort of corner, that arc right there.
Okay.
And now that's glued on there. And the next thing I'm going to do is foam tape that butterfly in place.
Do you have foam tape?
I don't.
I do.
It's
Oh, and let me
really
find
easy.
scissors.
Just a little strip of foam tape down on the bottom part of the butterfly.
How much do you want?
That's fine.
Okay.
Just a little piece of foam tape down at the bottom of it. And then I'm going to take that off. When I place this, I want to know where that's going to sit, so I'm going to push that back to where I want it to be. I'm going to place that butterfly right in front of it.
Voila.
And there you go. So when it's flat, it lays like that, and then when I pick it up, it gets hooked behind that butterfly.
Okay.
You do the same thing with the smaller hinges.
Let me bring in
you
the
bend
finish.
them,
Yeah.
And so it's going to end up with, I'm trying to grab them off screen. They're going to end up just about here or wherever you choose to set them.
So let me bring in the finished one and then you can see. So the placement isn't hugely critical. I mean, they could be a ½ inch any which way.
Sure.
But as you can see, so we placing that first one in the upper right-hand corner with the hinge right over there. And then you can see the upper left-hand area. This one comes in, a good inch from the edge of the card. And then this one is in the center so that...
It's really just sort of eyeballing it to see where you want to place it.
Now, I noticed here you added more of the butterflies. You foam taped those, a little flower, another flower on the circles.
Yep, just a little extra. I didn't add anything else. It really felt like it spoke for itself when you're done with it.
And what I think is fun is that it goes flat, and there are 12 envelopes included in the pack.
Some of them are quite large.
Yes, some of them are. Okay, so you got that on that triple easel.
Okay.
Now we have another set of die cuts and Adorable Scoreable, and this is called Poppy Garden. And this too is the pearl foil.
But it's not just the pearl foil. It's like they made it glossy right where those flowers are. So I thought that was a really unique look.
It's called a spot varnish, and it works nicely.
Just beautiful.
And there's more Adorable Scoreable. And for this card,
I love the tags on this one. There are lots of little tags, lots of different sayings. There's a lot to go with this set.
Well, we did add some burgundy suede, as well as some silver border dazzles. And look at this card, quite striking. And yet, it's die cuts.
Right.
So we've got this piece. So our card is a taller card.
It's one of the large pieces. Oh, here, let me pull it out.
One of the Adorable Scoreables?
It's this Adorable Scoreable. And I started by cutting off the top border so that I could use that as a border strip on the card.
Okay.
So the card goes from here to here. You'll see that when you get to the inside. And then I scored it and folded it to get a tri-panel card.
Oh, I see. Probably would have helped to have gone through. Okay, so let's go back. So on the inside,
there's
is that
the
whole
cardstock
piece
with that top border piece cut off, scored here and here. And all of the dimensions for that are in the gallery.
And we have one of the die cuts with some little pieces foam taped.
It's been matted on suede so you can really see it.
And then this one coming in from the right.
And I love this die cut. I love that it was cut out along here, and I matted the edge on suede, and then I put suede on this panel too.
I like it too. Just beautiful. And that's what you said, is how mix and match you can do with these.
You can do that.
And then on the front, which covers it all up.
And along the bottom, there's actually that border strip that I cut off of the cardstock. I've been using it for a strip all along throughout the card. And then adding ribbon and some of those border dazzles.
And here's the tag. You said how useful they were to insert. And I don't know that I would have thought of just overlapping this art with another die cut in front.
It is kind of hard to cover up because it's so beautiful, but it just felt like it needed a little something, and it's got a greeting on the front now. So.
And again, there's that pearl foil, and on the inside and the inside. So again, it takes a different look to take the Adorable Scoreable and use it on the inside of your card, but what a great look that is. Well, we have one more, and this is using some large die cuts that are included. These are the glittering ones, and all of those leaves, as you can see, it too has a glittery Adorable Scoreable, as you can see on the edge. And over here with that butterfly glittering.
And all of this doesn't have to be used on one card. You can obviously get several cards from this, and you can use just a little bit of it and put it on a blank white card. Make it go a long way.
Now this is a big 8-inch square card, but you can see that the Adorable Scoreable, this piece, was used on the front. Now this doesn't have any foiling or any glitter, but what does are the die cuts.
Accents, right. So here you've got this die cut set along on top of the whole die cut looks like this, but they just set it off the edge of the card, so you're cutting off around the edge.
And foam taped the center one, this white one, on top of the purple.
I love the big green leaves poking out. And then here's a tiny little, you can barely see it, but there's a little greeting for you.
Oh, I see, right in the corner there. Okay, there's the For You. And the inside of this card isn't finished, so
But
we'll
also,
leave that.
Here's an option to use
This is the
glitter
gold.
holographic.
Yeah, I would recommend the gold sparkles holographic paper because it just will add that shimmer and add just a really nice look. Now, I do have to tell you that there are some pieces left that we did not use. So I think you can see this is a glittery piece with the lilies.
On
Isn't that
there,
pretty? Borders.
And that's glittery with the scroll work. There's lots of tags that go with that.
And there's an adorable scoreable glitter.
Cardstock choices.
And there is this set. Now, I think that you could also do these as the easel card because there are several pieces. You could make a triple.
Sure. You can make an easel with it. There's a sample on the inspiration sheet. There's a picture of that card, and they did sort of an easel with it.
They did.
They don't show you how to do these, but they're pretty easy to figure out if you look at it.
Well, and especially since we've done a little bit of the work
And we
ahead.
certainly have.
You also have this set that has the foil, again, more borders and words, and again with a foiled adorable scoreable, and then a plain. And then there is some extra of the adorable scoreable, and then this is the double-sided paper that is included.
Right. So you can use these on any of the cards that you've seen here.
So I think the Hunkydory folks, you have done it again.
Great kit.
It's a great kit.
Lots of fun.